Hello, everyone. It is Briximus Prime back for another live stream unboxing, and I'm just going to kind of sit around and kind of wait for people to come and join us in the live stream. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. Give me a second. I'm sharing a link for the live stream in the Instagram. The Instagram group chat. How is everyone doing? Or I guess, how are TFN? How are you doing, TFN? Because you're the only one that's on here so far. Okay. So, just going over everything that I've got. So, I've got a package here from Amazon, which literally just showed up like an hour ago. And then I have this... I just had a bunch of stuff drop. This is my Big Bad Toy Store package that showed up yesterday. I'm going to pick that up. I just had a bunch of crap fall over onto the floor. Oh, goody. Oh, great. This guy's pose was messed up. Frick. Oh, jeez. Okay, crisis averted. There we go. Joe and Mitchell, hello there. Hey, Joe. Good, and you? I'm doing pretty good myself. I don't really got much else going on other than my two packages. Don't fall over again. One of the figures that fell over was my Marvel Legends Doctor Doom. And then he fell over and he landed on top of Studio Series Barricade, so that wasn't good. Firewall, you finally joined in. Okay, I wanted to go over all of the newest comics that I have got since the last time I showed everything off. Yes, this one. I did get another issue of Gunslinger Spawn. This is just, another one to continue the series. So I got an issue of Gunslinger. That was one of them. Oh, frick. Dropped everything. Come on. Dropping all my comics. That's not good. I don't want to ruin anything. I showed that one off before. And I showed that one off. I think that's the only one, actually. I think that Moon Knight one's the only one or the Gunslinger one, I think, is the only new one I've gotten recently. Because everything else here in my comic book stack of new comics are all ones I showed off before. So, that I showed off last time. So, yeah, I think that's it. But, anyway. At least we have that out of the way. But, yeah. So yeah, I got both of the packages. I'm really excited about both of them. And, oh, yes. Next review. My next review is, the Dropping Everything stream. Yeah. Don't rub it in. My next review will be a double review for Star Wars The Black Series. It'll be a double review between the Star Wars The Black Series Bo-Katan and the Star Wars The Black Series Death Watch Mandalorian. Yeah, double review between these two will be coming up. And then after them, it'll probably be... I'm still deciding if I want it to be one of the two figures in these packages, or if I want to do one of the other figures that I still have in my backlog first. It might be one of these two. I don't care, but I'll figure it out as I go. But yeah. So let's see. Does anyone have any guesses as to what is in either of these two packages? Both of the packages are Transformers related. As in the title of the live stream, it is a Transformers unboxing stream. I guess recap over what I got last time. Last time I ordered off of eBay the McFarlane Toys Marauder from Doom Eternal. I'm really happy with this figure. He turned out very awesome. I really like the way he came out. If he will focus, we're back to our not focusing stream. If it wouldn't be one of my live streams if the camera focused. Piece of shiz. And then I showed off last time the Gaming Greats Umbra Operative Arc Trooper. So that is really it for what happened last time. And then last time I also showed off a bunch of comics. Legacy or Studio Series? Is Classic Doom Guy out? Yes, the Classic Doom Guy figure is out, but he sold out like immediately because he was a exclusive on, he was a McFarlane Toys, toystore.com exclusive. So you would only be able to order him off of the McFarlane Toys website, and he sold out immediately. So I wasn't able to get him in time, sadly. But if I did, then I would have probably unboxed him by now. He would have shipped, and I would have unboxed him. But yeah, I sadly didn't get it. Didn't get the order in time in order to get one. But yeah. Let's see. Here's another question for the chat. Which one should I open first? Should I open the Amazon package first, or should I open the Big Bad Toy Store one first? Technically, this is the one I received first, and then I received the Amazon one, but I'm going to let you guys pick which one you think I should unbox first. Because honestly, I'm not really quite sure which one to open first. Oh yeah, let me get my knife. Am I going to pick up more Gunpla in the future or Gundam Universe figures? Maybe Gundam Universe. As of right now, I'm not going to plan on picking up any more model kits. That is until I get my other one painted. Got my knife. Looks like we have two votes for Amazon and one vote for BBTS. I guess we'll do the Amazon one first. 2-1. Yeah, seems logical. If I keep on like losing track of my mind and I'm just kind of like, it's because I'm tired and I just haven't had the time to sit down and kind of take a break. I just wanted to get started with this live stream. But I guess the Amazon one is the one that won. The Amazon package was outvoted. So let's see. I don't want to do that because I don't know where the thing is here in this package, so I don't want to damage it. Ooh. I'd see the big top of the box that says Legacy on it. You can see in there, it just says Legacy. Oh, let's go. That looks glorious. I'm just admiring the artwork on the box. When is Symbiote Spidey and Sandman going to be reviewed? Let me look at that backlog. Hopefully soon. I still have one more Marvel Legends video to get through before I get to them first. Like the artwork. I'm trying to admire this artwork before I, start talking about the figure because I want to take it in. I want to have the time to really look at it. I like it. I'll have to look at that barcode on the back. All right. This is enough teasing you guys. This is the Transformers Legacy Voyager class G-Axis. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name. But yeah, got the Voyager class Giaxis off Amazon. Last I checked, he was on Amazon. He was on sale on Amazon for like 2 seconds, and then he sold out like so immediately. But yeah, he is specifically labeled G2 Universe, and they even have the G2 Universe Decepticon insignia. Love the artwork. This big chinned jerk right there on the front of the box. If it will focus, your stupid webcam. You guys get the idea. It's the Legacy Giaxis. So yeah, let's get him out of his box. Come on, you piece of tape. There we go. See, earlier I was manhandling the knife like, and now I'm all like gently cutting tape. Oh, frick, I kind of ripped that. Is this one of the figures that has their accessories in a little... Oh, no, not yet. No, this isn't one of the figures that has their accessories in the little paper baggy thingy. They're right here towards... Oh, gosh, what did I do? Oh, phew. For a minute, it looked like I broke the figure right out of the box, but really it was just one of his little green bat wings on his shins just popped out of its socket. So let me get that back in there. There we go. Anyway, there's his gun, the red one. Red gun. There's the smaller, really paper thin silver gun. That is really thin. Come on. Whew. Get that off of there. Now you just gotta situate the backpack so you can slide him out up front here. Oh, what the? The transformation joint made it easier. Is there a way to fold these in a little more, or do I seriously need to manhandle this? Yeah. Well, that worked out. Come on, you stupid twisty tie. Ooh. He's nice and big. I like his size. Just like upon first glances, his size is definitely one of the big pluses with him. He's definitely a taller Voyager class. I like that. He has a big old angry chin. I think we've got a competitor here for big chin with animated Sentinel Prime. I think we've got a animated Sentinel situation going on here with the fat chin. My gosh, this stupid piece of crap. Focus. Look at that chin. That big fat chin. Oh boy. And like I said, he's got the red blaster. Oh yeah, that's right. He has posable fingers. Just like the Optimus and a couple other Voyagers, they've been giving him opening and closing hands. So I do appreciate that. And he's got this pathetically small, thin pistol. There we go. Really like that. I like the exposed wiring on his shins. I like the wiring detail. Gosh, why is this so exposed? There we go. All that wiring stuff is really cool. Who's Jaxus yellowed? Yellowed? He doesn't look yellowed. Yeah, I hope Jaxus doesn't yellow. I hope he doesn't get all yellowy. Hopefully this isn't that kind of white plastic that gets all yellowy, or else the whole figure is going to look all yellow because he's already got enough yellow on him. He doesn't need more. So hopefully this is... Well, so far, I think I've been doing pretty good with the yellowing stuff because my Shattered Glass Starscream and my Bumblebee movie Ratchet still look white, like pearl white. Like they don't look all yellowy. I mean, Jaxus does already look kind of yellowy, but that's just because of the type of plastic. It's kind of similar to the Ape Face white plastic. Does anyone have the Ape Face figure? If any of you have the Siege Voyager class Ape Face, you know what I'm talking about. The white plastic on that figure already had like a slightly yellow kind of look to it, like because it looked like it was like candle wax, like that yellowy off-white candle wax like color. He kind of has that kind of a white where it's like kind of like that waxy kind of white color, only it's not as transparent looking as that, but it has that very similar, very, very, very subtle, slightly yellowed or then again, it could also just be my lighting, but I'm trying to put him in a different angle of the light to see if it looks any different. But yeah, for the most part, it doesn't look bad. Like I really like the way how it came out. I really like his green eyes. Yeah, there's Jaxus. His ball joint on the head is just a teeny bit too loose for my taste. I feel like the camera's like right up here, and I'm like, anyway. But yeah, he doesn't look too bad. I still think he looks pretty darn good. All right, well, there is Jaxus. I'll definitely transform him later, but I'm not going to transform him on stream, but he does look pretty good. But yeah, people are just now finding him. No one I know, but I hope it doesn't happen. People should really stop leaving their figures in the sun. Yeah, it doesn't look as bad as Ape Face's white plastic, but it looks ever so slightly similar to it. It's just I am getting some Ape Face vibes from this white plastic, but it doesn't look as that... Because Ape Faces was pretty transparent. This one isn't that transparent. But anyway, there is the Transformers Legacy Voyager class Jaxus. Hopefully he doesn't yellow even more, and I'm happy to have him in the collection because this is the only comic book accurate one that we've got. My Legacy Knockout 3 to 4 months ago. Where is it, Hasbro? Did you order it or did you pre-order it? Like, did you order it where it like charged your card or did you pre-order? That's the question, Joe. Because if it's a pre-order, they usually tell you when the pre-order will ship out. I like his hip joints. His hip joints have a nice, very buttery smooth, nice range. Like, they did a good job on giving this guy as much posability as possible, especially because they gave him those legs or the posable fingers. Pretty good. But yeah, all right, there is him. You guys want me to open up the you want me to now open up the Big Bad Toy Store one? The Big Bad Toy Store box. Just putting the packaging back so I can have it ready for when I eventually do that review. I do have a couple other G2 related figures that I could put Jaxus with. I know I have G-Axis with. I know I've got the G2 Conehead Sandstorm. I could do a video. I could put him next to him. Pre-order. Yeah, the knockout, for some reason, online retailers are only just now getting G-Axis and like other figures, like the Soundwave or whatnot, even though the pre-orders specifically stated that they wouldn't be shipping out till around October, November. Even though their Amazon is now even getting G-Axis right now, even though he was originally released for November, according to online retailers. I'm like, what? Like, that seems so weird to me. I think their pre-orders and everything they're doing so far in advance because of the delays from 2020. It's now still affecting shipping right now. And so that's one of the biggest issues that's happening. And so that's why they do it so long in advance. Oh, yeah, something that I was told that G-Axis can do, this little sensor array on his shoulder. Apparently you can remove the little front piece. There we go. See? And it removes with a little 5mm port right there. And then you can peg it on the back of his red blaster. And now you have an extra. You can now turn this into a different kind of weapon with the green on the front. So now it looks like he's got like an arm cannon, or he's got like a different type of gun. Now it looks like he's got like a different gun that's not the one that we were just looking at. Or you could also just have that as a place to store it, and then now this little bit can now fold into the chest. And then it's not constantly out in the open. So like, hang on. Trying to get the transforming feature to go. Come on. Anyway, point is, it can fold in there. It's just I'm having a hard time trying to get it in there, but you guys get the idea. All right. Okay. People had some problems with his proportions, but I don't mind it because it makes him super dynamic. Yeah, I would agree. All right. Guess I'm opening up the Big Bad Toy Store box now. There's not really much else to do. So here is the Big Bad Toy Store one. Again, this is another one of those figures that has been shipping out early recently, and Big Bad Toy Store was the first one to ship it out to me more than everyone else. So, and I'm always happy to support the Big Bad Toy Store, especially with, since they're technically considered a smaller, they're technically considered a local brand, just because they're not as big as Amazon and eBay, but I still think Big Bad Toy Store is a lot better than those places because I think their shipping and just everything about their product is a lot better. Whoa, that is a lot more shiny than I thought it would be. Dang. Not really a fan of the box. Well, I am a fan of the box art, but I'm still kind of on it. But hang on, I feel like it's now a little too low. Okay. I will admit, though, good presentation, like just upon first appearances of just looking at him, like very nice. Though that was weird. The product images, though, didn't really sell me on this figure all that much. I mean, the product images looked kind of weird and made the figure look kind of gangly and like disproportionate, but hopefully he looks better in person. So I can't really see him all that well there in the packaging, but hopefully he does look better in person. But yeah, this is the Studio Series Voyager class Galvatron from the Age of Extinction. Let's see, big screen inspired scale detailed backdrop, Hong Kong Pursuit. He's an officially licensed freight liner. Galvatron leads the KSI Decepticons into Hong Kong to gain control of the seed. Anyway, I hope this figure has a much better track record of whatever. Let's just open it. I hope that the figure looks better in person than it did in the product images, because honestly, the product images did not really sell me on this figure all that much. The main reason that convinced me to get this figure was the fact that he is a nice metallic silver. Ah, here it is. See, the accessories are right here in this little baggie. Keep note of that, people, so that you don't accidentally throw it away. I think he only comes with the one accessory, right? Oh, no, that's right. He also came with the missile pod. That's right. He came with a missile pod, and then he came with his little cannon, which has this giant fat tab on the front that looks disgusting. Yeah, there is the figure itself, and so far he's looking as he did before in the product images. Oh, jeez. Some of these twisty ties are a lot stronger than they should be. But I guess that just guarantees that the figure is not going to be rocking around to get damaged or be stolen, because now that there's no plastic in there, it feels like someone could really easily just pull it right out of there. Get that in the garbage. Move this to the garbage. Close up the knife. I have to admit, this Hong Kong backdrop, I have so many of them, but it's still one of my favorite backdrops It's still one of my favorite backdrops from the Studio series. Okay. I definitely like the head sculpt. Looks pretty spot on to the actual figure, or to the actual CGI model character. I just feel like you kind of lose sight of his mouth a little bit in that detail. Let me just kind of get him into a pose. So far, with him just kind of standing there in a vanilla pose. Oh, there we go. With him just kind of standing there like this. Just like this. He looks pretty proportionate. I mean, like, I'm looking right on the camera right here. He looks pretty proportionate for being in the size that he is. It's just in a lot of the product images, he looked kind of skinny and gangly and not all that great. But so far, he actually looks a lot better in person. That's what I was hoping for. But yeah, so upon first glances, I love metallic paint on figures, and this guy definitely has a nice helping of metallic paint. Would have liked some more, though. I would have liked to maybe have seen more of this bronze and this blue all throughout maybe some of these little areas. And there's the hole right there, which apparently looks pretty bad A, but it's just a hole. Yeah, let's get him into a pose and see if I still feel like he looks kind of off. I really wish this guy had wrist swivel. He doesn't have wrist swivel, and I feel like they really could have given it to him pretty easily. Can this guy look up any more than that? Ugh. Really wish they also included the arm blades on this guy. I really wish those could have also been included as well. All right, let's try that pose. How does that look? Doesn't look too bad to me. It's kind of like a running pose. Like, doesn't look too shabby. He definitely looks better in person than he did in the product images, because those poses they got him in the product images did not look good at all. Like, I did not like they did not sell me on this figure that much as they could have. I still feel like maybe his forearms look a little too skinny or a little too short or something, which I think could have been remedied if they added wrist swivel here. Then it could have bulked this up just a teeny bit more, and then could have given him that tiny bit of bulk in his wrists and his forearms that I've been wanting. So I guess, but I also heard this guy's, due to transformation, he's got an ab crunch. Yeah, you untab this little bit, and he is able to crunch forward probably way much farther than he should, but I do admit, though, that does kind of make him look a little gangly, which is probably what they did in some of the product images. If you look at him straight on like that, when you look at his waist, getting very Transformers animated, very thin waist vibes right there. But yeah, when you definitely snap it in and like there's this tiny bit of the back kibble on the back, it definitely fills him out a little bit and makes him look a lot chunkier of a Voyager. Another thing I will say is the joints here are nice and like they just feel so nice. Like there's nothing that feels too loose, nothing feels too tight. Like everything just feels good. Like there's literally no issues with the articulation. So that definitely makes me feel better about this figure. Holy crap, that is an insane kick from Galvatron. Jeez. Just kind of going through the posability here. Legs can move outward. Sometimes that can get in the way. I swivel. Bend at the knee actually doesn't look as gangly as I thought. Ankles can pivot, though it does kind of run into that a little bit. I do still have my original Voyager Galvatron, by the way, if anyone's wondering. Then someone mentioned that you can give him butterfly joints. If you untab this transformation joint, you can give him butterfly joints, though that does look a little weird. You'll have to just find some good poses that can work with. But hey, at least you have the option to try it. Yeah, I think this figure is definitely better than what I initially thought. But let's see, can the missiles look a lot better? It looks all right. I mean, it still looks a little tacked on, but you can give this guy the little missile pod on his forearm, so it kind of looks like he's launching them off of his arm. And then the cannon here, just like the buzzworthy Bumblebee figure, it just kind of slides over his hand, so it looks like his hand actually transforms into the gun, which I think was executed pretty all right, but I still think this cannon looks, just that big old fat tab right there on the front just looks so stupid. That big tab on the front. But my other problem is that this doesn't look bulky enough. Just like his forearms, the actual arm, even with the cannon on, looks a little flimsy. Like it doesn't look like he's fully complete or whatever. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is, I guess. Yeah, I also don't get, why did they only include one of these missile pods? Because in the movie, he uses two of them. He has one on each side of the truck. So why did they only include one? But hey, you can have one arm that's just completely armed to the teeth, and then you got one that looks kind of weird. Hey, kind of like Revenge of the Fallen Megatron. You have one arm that's kind of armed to the teeth, and then the other one that's kind of all gangly and weird. But yeah, definitely what makes the figure seem a lot higher quality to me is the silver paint. The silver paint that they applied definitely makes the figure look pretty good. But the truck mode, I know, on this figure has suffered quite a bit. I'm hoping that is also better in person than it is on the product images, because if you remember on those product images, he has these freaking toes, these feet here, just kind of stick out on the back, and it looks disgusting. So I'm hoping that maybe it was one of those instances where the person who was taking the images kind of messed up a little bit, and really those feet can actually fold in better, or I don't know. It just seems a little weird. Not a fan of the Bayverse design to the figure. Being accurate isn't big a deal. Even if the alt mode is a bit messy in the back. The arm blades are technically there. Well, yeah, I know they're there, but it's like, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. There needs to be actual freaking blades that come out of the arm, like in the movie. Hope for upgrade kits. Yeah, upgrade kits would be nice. It's just, I just hate the idea of having to buy a separate product just to make the figure better when it should have already been good in the first place. Like, come on. Honestly, I would have. I think the torso wouldn't stick out as much if they just bulked up the arms that little bit. I feel like the arms could have been bulked up a little bit more. But again, I still do like this figure, but I think one of the main things that's making me forgive this figure is the fact that we have not been getting a lot of Michael Bay movie figures in the Studio Series lately. Like we did get, like the whole Studio Series line was Michael Bay until later in the toy line's lifespan. It started to deform and turn into Studio Series 86 and Bumblebee movie figures, which are great figures, but we started to lose the Michael Bay side of the Studio Series. So I'm hoping that with this figure's release, we start to see a little bit more, because I know there's not a whole lot of other figures from the Michael Bay movies that they can make now. So I'm really hoping that they pull out and start making some more figures that we've been needing, such as, the Galvatron here, which actually, by the way, let me get, he's actually standing right here. I actually do have Galvatron and Stinger. There you go. I just realized I had Stinger sitting right there behind me. So I can do a little... I'll definitely do this in the review, but just exclusively for you guys, I wanted to give you an early kind of comparison between these two. I think these two look pretty in scale with each other. I think this is a good scale, because this is kind of how Bumblebee to an Optimus Prime would look. So Galvatron to Stinger looks pretty good as well. I like that. Looks pretty good. I think that's a good comparison. We need more Dinobots. That is for absolutely sure. I understand that we want to have more of those G1 Studio Series 86 Dinobots. But I mean, where the heck is where's the other Dinobots from Age of Extinction? Where's the Scorn? Where's the Strafe? Where's the Slug? And, where are those other figures? Jeez. We definitely need more Dinobots. We might get a video game characters. Yeah, I did hear about the whole possible video game stuff. I did hear about that. That would be pretty cool. It would be pretty cool to see more of the Fall of Cybertron stuff. But I still feel like we haven't covered all the Michael Bay stuff. It feels like we should be able to cover what's in the Michael Bay universe stuff first before we start covering before we start going over what's in the video games and other stuff. I feel like the video games should have been something to be saved for when we're done with the Michael Bay stuff, because really, there's not a whole lot of figures left from the Michael Bay movies to make figures of. I mean, it's really just the Fallen, Knight Optimus Prime. The Knight Optimus Prime can be repainted or retooled into a Nemesis Prime. Last Knight Galvatron. There's Last Knight Transformers: The Last Knight Dreadbot. Transformers: The Last Knight Mohawk, which they can now make Mohawk in the core class. They also have they also can make a Frenzy and a Laserbeak in the core class, which not the pink Bumblebee Laserbeak. I'm talking about actual bird Laserbeak. And then they also can do the I had another one on my mind that I was like, they could make that one in the Studio Series core class. Oh yeah, they could make some of those appliance bots that were at the beginning of Revenge of the Fallen. They also could make the little periscope guy, Spyglass or whatever. Get the rest of the Bayverse Dinobots, and Hasbro makes the G1 Dinobots. People were leaning towards G1 Dinobots anyways. Yeah, pretty much they were. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the live stream. Honestly, I don't really have much else to talk about, but I do like talking about the new upcoming figures. I just really want a Fallen. I know that sounds like a broken record, like everyone talks about that, but like we really, really need a Revenge of the Fallen leader class Fallen. And if they make a leader class Fallen, he needs to be like this big compared to like the Voyagers. Like he needs to be a big guy. I mean, there's that split-second shot from the movie where there's that split-second moment from the movie right after Optimus Prime gets revived. The Fallen shows up and he comes and he steals the Matrix and then he teleports away. He looks massive. He's big. He's like this huge guy. He's just, all skinny. So it's like, I'm hoping that in the leader class box, they really make him as big as possible while keeping him also that they also keep him, come on, like the Fallen. I want him to be as big as possible with as screen accurate as possible and just coming out as soon as possible. Like, come on, where is the Fallen? That is probably the number one figure that everyone has wanted from the studio series. Maybe, and then a close second would probably be Knight Optimus Prime, and then a close third would be the Knight Megatron from both of those from Age of Extinction, or both of them from the last Knight, with the Knight Optimus being from Age of Extinction. The Knight Optimus Prime would definitely go well with this guy right here, because now that we've got Galvatron, you need the Optimus that this guy fights against. I do have a Lockdown back there, though he's kind of in a spot where I don't really want to move him, but really love that Lockdown figure. And, that's another figure that Galvatron, Stinger, and I basically have the main three villains now from Age of Extinction in the studio series. Lockdown, Stinger, Galvatron. Transformer villains, at least. So that means that, yeah. And then, obviously, we also need a Studio Series Hound. We need a Studio Series Crosshair. Studio Series Drift. We already got Drift. Both versions of Drift. Though, well, no, yeah, they did that. And then for out of last night, they could try to retool maybe the Studio Series Constructicon Long Haul, and they could turn him into the Onslaught figure that showed up for a little while in the last night. Oh, Infernicus. A giant Infernicus figure would be awesome. Either make that like a Commander class or like a Titan class, and that would be awesome if for the Studio Series they came out with a Titan class and Commander class. For the Titan class, they would make the giant driller, Shockwave's giant driller, and maybe come out with a core class Studio Series Shockwave that you can perch on it. So it's like really big, and in order for it to be in scale, you have the core class version of Shockwave. And then you could also do oh yeah, that's what I was saying. You can also do the Commander class. For the Commander class, you could have kind of similar to what they're doing with Menasor. You could have the Studio Series guys separately, and then have the Commander class that combines them together into Infernicus. Or you could also do that with Dragonstorm, with all the separate Knight characters. $70 metal drill. I don't know. The only problem with the drill character, with the Dark of the Moon driller, the only problem with it is there's not really anything to make it transform into. I mean, unless they wanted to make it transform into like a Cybertronian Decepticon spaceship, one of those like Decepticon spaceships that show up in the Dark of the Moon as well. I mean, I guess they could do one of those, but it's kind of a stretch. But I feel like there was another figure that I had an idea that they could make for Studio Series. I don't know. Obviously, there's the obvious fan favorite one that people would want to make. Dispensor would be cool if they could get the official branding for Mountain Dew and they could make the Studio Series Dispensor, make him a deluxe class. Oh, yes. If they make a Studio Series Skids and Mudflap, if they ever made Studio Series Skids and Mudflap, I have two guesses as to what they would do. One, I think they would make them core class figures because then they would be in scale with the Devastator. Or my other idea, which would be cool, similar to what they did with the RC sisters, where they were basically slightly bigger it was basically a Micromaster 3-pack. The RC sisters were basically like Studio Series. They were basically just Studio Series Micromasters. and the 3 RC sisters, and they sold it together as one deluxe class figure. Like, it was in the deluxe class box, and it was the 3 separate figures. So my theory, or at least my guess, what sounds cool, they could do similar to that, but have it be a double pack between Skids and Mudflap, either as Skids and Mudflap, the ice cream truck one, which is the one that I would prefer to have because we never get ice cream truck Transformers. So I'd rather have that over the individual bots, but it's just an idea. So instead, you can make it a core class figure 2-pack. Instead of selling Skids and Mudflap as 2 separate characters, have them together as one deluxe class figure. But again, who really gives a crap about Skids and Mudflap? Dispensor would probably... Here's the thing with Dispensor. I don't think he would be a... Dispensor wouldn't be $30. I mean, unless they really put in the engineering to make him like that. But with the branding, making him a deluxe class figure with the branding, I would suspect that they would maybe make him an exclusive, like Target exclusive, Walmart exclusive, like some kind of exclusive you can only get somewhere. Legacy, Starscream, and Inferno. Armada Starscream. Looks like Armada Starscream. Beast Wars Inferno. Looks like Beast Wars Inferno. Perfect. That's all I needed. Though, one thing I did notice about the Starscream, though, I think, correct me if you think I'm wrong, or maybe we can argue about it, I don't know, but does the Armada Starscream look kind of like a upscaled version of the deluxe class one from the Thrilling 30? I don't know why, but he looks almost exactly like the one from the Thrilling 30, just upscaled. Kind of a similar situation to what they did with the Universe Starscream with the Earthrise one, where they basically took that deluxe class Universe Starscream and upscaled it into the Voyager class and released it in Earthrise. I'm wondering if they're doing something similar to that with the Starscream, with the Armada Starscream from the Thrilling 30, and then redoing it in Studio Series or in Legacy. But the only thing I didn't notice is that there were no ball joints at the wings. The original figure, I don't own the original figure, but the original figure had ball joints at the wings, and I didn't really see any ball joints on the wings for that figure. And it's just the main thing that looked so similar to it was the legs. The legs look so similar to that original deluxe class. So, like, anyway, that's why I thought of it, because it looked so familiar. Inferno looks perfect. I honestly don't really have any comments on him other than that he looks great. Like, I love his articulated jaw. That's going to be really cool for those who are doing stop motion. Like, if you want to do voice acting and, like, really make him come to life by, like, even making him move his jaw, like, that'd be really awesome. It looks like the proportions on the Thrilling 30 Starscream, it's 90% legs. But yeah, it's just as soon as I saw that Starscream, for a split second, I thought it was the Thrilling 30 figure, just with better paint. But I did notice that it does have the wing sword thing. Even though it's not actually the wing, it's made to look like the original toy's wing sword. I thought that was interesting. And then there was also, yeah, I hope that those thruster things on the back are able to fold up like the Thrilling 31 to make it look like the original Armada toy. I hope it can still do that, because on the images it has them folded down. So I'm hoping it still can do that. If they really wanted to go the extra mile, it'd be cool if they even put Minicon ports on those figures. Like, if they had the little Minicon pegs somewhere on it, like, that'd be pretty cool to have a little reference to that. But yeah. I feel like there was another figure to talk about for Legacy. But hey, at least we all knew Inferno was coming when we saw him on the front of the packaging for the Titan class Metroplex. So it wasn't a surprise to see the Inferno, but I still was really happy to see the Inferno because I now could see what he looked like. But what even more surprised me that I really liked was that he was a Voyager, not a deluxe class. I really liked that. But yeah, as of right now, other than the G-Axis, I do also have Legacy Blitzwing. As most of you know, he's back there on my Decepticon shelf. So that means the only other figures in this new wave of Legacy that I want are the deluxes. There's only 3 deluxes that I'm missing that I want to get. I'm not really sure about getting the Elita 1. I'm still kind of on the fence about the Elita 1. See, because the thing is, part of me suspects that the Elita 1 is going to end up like the RC and is going to be kind of a peg former. So that's why part of me is going to wait on the Elita 1 to really see if it's going to... That's what I've been doing right now. I actually do not own the Transformers Legacy RC because I've been waiting for the RC to go on sale because I see her everywhere. I see Legacy RC literally everywhere. So the reason why I haven't gotten her yet is because I'm waiting. It was the exact same situation with Beast Wars Black Arachnia. I didn't buy Black Arachnia because I waited and she went on sale and then I ended up getting it anyway. So it's like I'm just gonna wait for some of these female Transformers to go on sale because honestly, some of the female Transformers don't really sell as well. And I'm assuming that's mostly because it's a boy toy line and the only people who are really going to collect the female ones are the collectors. Because, you know, we're mature adults. I mean, I'm sure there's like some kid out there that wants some of the female characters, like the Siege Chromia and the Legacy RC. But it's like in general, I feel like the female figures don't sell as well because it's like boy toy line, yada yada. But so it's mostly the collectors that it falls to. But the RC, unlike the Black Arachnia, the Legacy RC didn't really impress too many people, too many of the collectors, and that's like your main target audience. It did sell with collectors. A lot of people still got it. It's just people like me who are now still on the fence about it. But yeah, I'm waiting on the RC to go on sale, and I'm going to do the same thing with the Legacy Elita 1. But the Legacy Knockout, Tarantulas, and Wild Rider, I am definitely going to get. And then obviously Motor Master is a pretty obvious one. So it's those 4, the 3 deluxes, and then the 1 Commander class figure that I'm missing from this new wave of Legacy that I really want to get. Whew, boy. Oh yeah, another Legacy figure that I don't own. Some of the other Legacy figures that are out there. Legacy Galvatron, I don't need it. Transformers Legacy Laser Optimus Prime. Same thing with RC. I'm waiting for Laser Optimus Prime to go on sale because honestly, I don't have that much of an attachment to the Laser Optimus design. Like, I'm not really a big fan of that one as much as other Optimus Primes. So, but I still do like the figure and I still kind of want it. So it's like, I'm going to wait for that figure to go on sale, maybe for like $30, like then I'll buy it. And then there was also the Transformers Legacy. The core class, Hot Rod and Skywarp. Don't need them. I mean, I wouldn't be mad to own the Hot Rod, but the Skywarp, I legitimately do not need the Skywarp. But the Hot Rod, I wouldn't mind owning, but I'm not really planning on buying it. And then the Legacy Legacy Blaster, I don't need because I have the Kingdom one. And then in Wave 2, the Legacy Soundwave, I don't need because I own the original Siege one. Even though the Legacy one is now all cleaned up and it doesn't have all the battle damage stuff, I'm still going to keep my original Siege one. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then the Transformers Legacy Beast Night Prowler, from those Walmart exclusive Legacy Beast Wars figures. there's that Night Prowler where it's the Autobot version of Cheetor that's the different character where it looks more like a leopard. I honestly don't care. I don't need it. I honestly do not care about really that one. I am not passing out. I am not passing on Knockout or Tarantulas. Same here. Out of all of the figures out of all the deluxes that they have in this new Legacy line, actually, even out of the first wave, Tarantulas is probably my most desired of all of them. Because Tarantulas was probably one of my favorite characters from Beast Wars. And he's the one that I'm missing for my Beast Wars, my crew. Because I've got the Tarantulas, I've got Black Arachnia. I call her Tarantulas for a second. I have Black Arachnia, I have Waspinator, I have Scorponok, I have Pterosaur, I've got Megatron, I've got a couple of the fossilizers, I've got the Beast Wars Ravage. Like the only Predacons I'm missing is really Inferno and Tarantulas, and those are the two that I really, really love from the original show the most. So those are probably the two I am looking forward to the most. Fall of Cybertron Barricade share a design with any other Fall of Cybertron Combaticons? Barricade was not one of the Combaticons, but he does share a design with someone else. Breakdown. He shared a design with Breakdown. Even though the Stunticons never showed up in the Fall of Cybertron game, it was only the Combaticons who showed up. I remember in the War for Cybertron game, not Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron, Barricade shared the same design with Breakdown, and I actually had a hard time telling the difference between which was Barricade and which was Breakdown, because honestly, they're different. The game was so dark, like darkly lit, that I could barely tell which one was which. And they only had very subtle differences in their voices. But yeah, that he does share his design with that figure. With that 3D model. Excuse me. Oh yeah. While he's here, let me at least show him off. I don't know if I've shown this guy off at all, but I do have the Studio Series 86 Voyager Junk Heap, by the way, if anyone was curious. I managed to find this guy at my Target, so here he is. I found this guy on a toy hunt video, and I still need to release the footage for that toy hunt video. I've been trying to find... I didn't want to release the footage until I was able to get a clip in there of me finding Dinobot Sludge. But finding Sludge has been an absolute nightmare. So I'm just really annoyed. I traded my Earthrise Alita 1, Siege Sideswipe, and Kingdom Rhinox and Kingdom Scorponok to get Studio Series Sentinel Prime. Frick, man. That's 4 figures in favor of 1. I traded $30 for my Sentinel Prime. I found Sentinel Prime literally like right as he was coming out, like right as he came out in store. I found him with Scrapper. I found him with the Scrapper figure from the Constructicons, the other Voyager in that wave. Can the RX-78 ride Junk Heap? That would look pretty cool. I don't have Junk Heap transformed in his motorcycle mode, but I do have Wreck-Gar transformed in his motorcycle mode because I was messing around with Junk Heap and Wreck-Gar. Let me grab the RX-78. The RX-78 for sure cannot grab the handlebars because his hands are just too small, but I can still try my best to make him fit. That shield is having a hard time coming off. By the way, Firewall, what did you think about the review on the RX-78 model kit? I didn't really get a really good opinion from you. I mean, you were in the chat and everything, but like I didn't really hear too much of your opinion. So like I wanted to know what you thought of it. All right, let's see if I can get this guy in a sitting position. Come on. There we go. By the way, funny thing about the G-Axis that I just remembered, I don't have a subscription for Prime on Amazon, and it said that because you don't have Prime, you either have the option to have this guy, you can pay for the shipping where it'll have him arrive by Wednesday, or you can get free shipping, but he won't arrive till Saturday. I didn't pay for the shipping, so this guy was originally supposed to show up Saturday, but he showed up today. Just to make that clear. Just to make that clear to you guys that even though it said that he'd get here faster, and I still paid for the one that's not going to show up as fast, and he still showed up really fast. So it didn't matter which one I picked. I think I can get this guy to hold on to the handlebars, but not necessarily, not traditionally, though. That looks pretty good. Give me a second. Let me use his ab crunch just to give him a little bit more of a dynamic look. Like he's actually sitting on it, not floating above it. There we go. I used his ab crunch a little bit more. How does that look? That looks pretty good, actually. Shows some amount of customization to the models, but it's not mandatory by any means. I'm making a separate video on my customizations, on my modifications to the model kit. I'm gonna make that its own separate video, and I'm gonna like in the video I'll show off what paint I used, and like I'm actually gonna go in and show off everything that I did to customize him. That's gonna be its own separate thing. Yeah, there you go. He's on the motorcycle. And it don't look too shabby. Let me try putting the shield on his back, because then he's able to store that at least. You can store this on his back, and then I'll give him the gun in his hand. So then he looks like this. Yeah, there you go. Maybe put the shield at an angle. Have it pegged in at an angle, maybe. Just to look that little bit more dynamic. Like just that little bit more. There we go. Pew, 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 pew. Looks pretty good. Anyway. All right, well, I think I'm going to end the stream. It's been going on for about an hour. That's actually longer than I normally have them go for. If I ever decide to buy the Gundam Universe line, you can just review it as a standard action figure. Yeah, because there's not really much to go on there. See you later. See you later, Joe. I'm also going to be ending the stream soon, so you're not going to be missing anything. But yeah, new review coming out soon. I'm going to be working on my Star Wars The Black Series double review. I'll have reviews on these guys also coming soon as well. And yeah, that's basically it for this. Do I have any other bike Transformers? I mean, I've got the Legacy Core Class Iguanus, and I don't really have any motorcycles. Oh, I do have the original Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Class RC, though she's kind of, yeah, she's inaccessible at the moment. And then I also have, I feel like there's another one that I'm missing. Let's see, motorcycle. Yeah, I think that's it. I actually don't really have any other motorcycles. I just have the Wreck-Gar, Junk-Heap, Iguanus, and then the original Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe RC. That's really it. I don't really have any other motorcycle figures. Hey, but when I do eventually get the Transformers Legacy Deluxe RC, that will be another one. Yeah, I actually don't really have a lot of other ones. Yeah, Iguanus will probably be too small. Plus, it wouldn't work out really because Iguanus doesn't really have handlebars on his motorcycle mode. The RX-78 riding on Iguanus would look like one of those little kid toy bikes, like motorcycle bikes, and it looked like an adult robot riding on like a kid's bike. But yeah, that's basically it for this review, or this unboxing. Thank you all for watching. This has been Briximus Prime. And yeah, I'll have my next review coming out soon. And yeah, I will catch you guys